Hello, beautiful, multi-dimensional beings, star seeds incarnated, earth angels, joining us here in this beautiful space and time that we're co-creating in this reading today for you guys. Hello, welcome back, or hello if you're new. Today's channel reading a message, we're gonna get straight into it, and then we might pull a few cards at the end to get into more specifics of what this really exactly is. So that might be like specifics for certain people, things like that. But starting the channel reading a message to get a general overall of what Spirit is wanting to highlight, mirror, and reflect back to you today through this message. So, you guys, the whole reading a message is based around this concept or this sentence that I kept hearing and channeling through, and it was you guys tuning in here right now, today, tonight, whenever you're watching this. You are the quantum programmers of the mind. You guys are quantum programmers. Like, you are literally the quantum programmers of the mind, of your own reality, and of the subconscious. So it's very, very interesting because how they brought it through in this way was almost like, in this 3D plane, like computer programming, like coding and things like that, like they were bringing it through in this way because I don't know, some of you might be into like computers or programming, some of you could be starting a business of some kind, but they were bringing it through in this way that when you come across like computer programmers in this kind of reality, it's kind of cool, or I think it's cool, because it's all code and it's really hard to understand, or it looks overwhelming and hard to understand if you're not familiar in that area or that field. So it's quite a cool like skill, or I don't know, I find it really intriguing, and yet Spirit's bringing it through in this way because this is exactly what you are like, and to be energetically overlaid from that concept onto this, in the fact that the way that code is hard to read on computers, this is how it is in the mind as well. You are able to read really complex programming systems inside the self and other people. You're able to decode, and this is reminding me of that other reading about how you can read cryptic messages. So again, someone could be into like crypto or some other of that kind, but that reading a message was really about you reading cryptic messages in a way that the subconscious works in cryptic ways. The subconscious is the abstract. So when it comes to subconscious programming, which creates like the majority of our existence in reality, our subconscious programming systems are the things that are materializing and manifesting. And why you have this upper hand is because you are quantum programmers. If there's glitches, or you're feeling a certain type of way, or noticing certain cycles repeating, or certain situations repeating in your material reality, you have the ability to clearly go into reflection within yourself and decode, untangle complex energies to see what's going on in your programming systems in your subconscious. When you guys daydream and zone out, you're creating these like theta brainwave states within your brain, which is the same brainwave states when we dream. So you're entering the subconscious, right? Because our dreams are very much created from our subconscious, and dreams work exactly the same as this reality. What we're thinking in our dreams, how our thought patterns are moving, is what materializes what's happening. And that is literally also the same here in this physical. It's just that we seem to have a separation, calling dreams like not real and calling this reality real, but they both operate in the same way. So, wow, you guys, I just had the deepest like That's So Raven moment flashback to flying in a dream. Like, Spirit's really bringing this through, how your subconscious program is, but it also comes through in a way that this could be intertwined or connected to your dreams as well. You guys could unpick and find a lot about your subconscious through your daydreams or dreams. And you're almost, like we say this a lot actually, you are the observer to the self. You're the observer to your thoughts. You're the observer to your mind and your subconscious. And that's how you're able to unpick and untangle these energies within yourself to reflect and assort them, because we're doing it from the space of the observer, whereas when we're in it, it's a lot harder. So you are blessed to have this ability to sit back in a higher seat of awareness and inside the self to be able to reprogram, right? So just as in this reality, not everyone is a computer programmer, okay? Not everyone's a computer programmer in this reality, okay? We all have different interests, purposes, roles, pursuits, and things like this. But it just so happens that, the same in the way that there's not many subconscious mind programmers, quantum programmers in this world either, and yet you are a quantum programmer. So the mind is the quantum realm, works the same, as a quantum computer, and you guys have this deeper access to all of this internal space of yours, all of your programming systems. That's the extra access that you have. That's why you're a deeper soul. That's why you have more depth. That's why you have so much more going on inside your mind. All these different layers, all these different things, all these different thought connections, all these different daydreams, all these different things going on all at once, because you have access to opening that network, opening that programming system, and not just looking at the computer on the screen. Instead of like using a computer and navigating it like through the mouse and everything, you have that, but you can also go behind the computer, open it up and see all the wires and like understand what they mean and switch them around and things like this, right? So it's almost as if someone's computer was crashing a lot or glitching, like it would be helpful for them to come to you, because you'd be able to look at their wiring system and unpick that. They'll look at their subconscious programmings, their belief systems, and unpick that and follow it down. The same as when you find the end of a wire, you can follow that down to where the root is, where it's plugged in. That's the same energetically. You can find the ends of these tethers of energy that are materializing in the physical, and you can energetically follow that energy train back into the self, into the subconscious, and see where everything's stemming from in these ways. And it's a very, very profound actually, and it's very, very, very significant, because like we say, I never say this to like I don't know. My intention in these readings is always to mirror back your divine truths, and like we say, I don't know, like I'm not comparing or anything, but it just is what it is, and the fact that we're all here bringing these different aspects of consciousness. And like we say, not everyone's a computer programmer. Not everyone is able to access this deeper seat in the self to be able to feel energetically these these connections of energy that are happening in the mind and within feelings, okay? So being an empath, you can also feel complex energies within another and unpick them and untangle them and kind of weave through to find their root of maybe their intentions, right? Source intentions, where things are stemming from. So you are a quantum programmer of the mind, the collective, and I keep hearing spirits say like someone needs your services, or people appreciate your services. So maybe some of you are into like a medical health field, or into, this could just be like with friends or family who appreciate your services. When they speak to you, you really have a way of untangling and laying things out. And also, let's actually get into the rest of the channeled message, but people appreciate your services in whatever way that personally applies or refers to for you. So you are quantum programmers of the mind. Beliefs change in the shifting of frequency, okay? Each frequency that we embody, each dimension that we are plugged into, okay, has a different vibrational frequency. And those vibrational frequencies correlate to certain emotions, thoughts, perspectives, concepts, mindsets, outlooks, right? And so as we shift frequency, a lot of the time certain beliefs can shift as well, because in other frequencies we're able to access different perspectives, which then can alter our standpoint on things. Okay, also if we enter really low frequencies, our beliefs change maybe to the self and how we're viewing the self, right? Instead of maybe in higher planes we see ourselves as always doing the best we can, maybe in lower planes we see ourselves as not trying hard enough, and those are two completely separate belief systems. So there's certain beliefs that can change with frequency, okay? However, there's certain core beliefs that move with us throughout our shifting. You guys could have been through, actually no you have, you've been through a shift recently. You're shifting all the time, but this one was very different. There was a lot much of a longer process for preparation and integration within this shift. And I feel as if it's not fully over yet, in a sense that there's still more materializations to come, which is partly what this reading is connected to, that I wanted to pull cards on for you guys. So we have these certain core beliefs that move with us throughout our shifting. So certain beliefs turn into knowings for you. They get so deeply embedded and programmed that no matter the shifting of frequency or dimension, they attain and sustain their solidity in your being, okay? So certain truths you have turned into core beliefs that have moved with you throughout your shifts, and these are very specific ones, okay? Not just any beliefs, not all of them or any of them shift with you, but specific ones that is having an impact on how you are operating in your reality and how you are still manifesting, materializing alignment because of these core beliefs and truths. So I have a list of them that we'll get into in a second, but we're going to carry on moving through the reading. So you are connected to some extremely powerful core beliefs of higher truths from higher dimensions. When you've been on your travels through different shifts throughout your journey so far, you've picked up truths and lessons and teachings along the way that have remained with you and sustained themselves to turn into this core belief frequency, or this core knowing, not belief, knowing. So higher dimensions operate differently to the lower. The higher we go, the smaller everything becomes, okay? In higher planes, we're talking about smaller, higher frequencies have shorter or smaller wavelengths, okay? Higher dimensions operate on a smaller scale of level, like the quantum realm, opposed to, normal physics. We're looking at like atoms and things like that. But when we're looking at quantum, we're looking at subatomic levels, so it's smaller. So you guys, the higher we go in dimensions, the more quantum things become, the more smaller it becomes, the more we open into this reality. Instead of zooming out, the more we dissect and zoom into it in these smaller parts of dimensions. So you are connected to some quantum truths from being in and experience these higher dimensions, and they've actually been anchored into core knowing. So when we were saying it's not just any beliefs, you have some beliefs that you have attained and acquired through being able to access some higher dimensional spaces of conscious perception to you, yourself, others, or this reality. So even as you shift and move frequencies, a lot of energy has transitioned, but even as you shift and move frequencies, you guys are maintaining these core knowings. I keep wanting to say beliefs, but it's not, they're knowings. It's different to believing, it's knowing, it's a lot deeper. So so you've integrated and transitioned a lot of energy inside of you from belief to knowing, wavering to solid, okay? Wavering in a sense of when something's not a core belief, we can lose that feeling of surety in it when we are shifting between different frequencies or moods, things like this. So at certain times in the past, maybe there's times where you've questioned your spirit guides. You've questioned your spiritual path because it hadn't integrated into a core knowing yet, because there were certain things that were happening on the outside reality that were reflecting back that could not be understood, and so they didn't fit the paradigm of your belief system that connected to your spiritual path. And yet now things are a lot clearer for you, and even when things are reflecting back on the outside a certain way, or you shift to a certain lower frequency or something, it doesn't waver your core knowings now, connected to your higher truths and your spirit guides. So that's something Spirit's wanting to just pause on that point, to give a pat on the back and give some confirmation and validation to yourself. Because when we actually look at you internally, on this process and journey that you've made, exactly that point we've spoken about there, even when you're shifting and entering lower spaces sometimes, or when your reality is reflecting back certain situations and you think, I can't quite understand the purpose or the reasoning for this, you're not wavering your belief still, because it's almost this knowing that even though we can't always see the bigger picture, doesn't mean it's not there, right? Whereas at some points, maybe a few years ago or whenever this is, at lower points, it was more like we can't see the bigger picture, so I struggle to believe and trust that there is one, right? Whereas now you're trusting in that when you can see it and when you can't see it too. So guys, that's really major, and that's really beautiful, because that allows you to hack your reality even more, because of keeping that knowing keeps you grounded into materializing from those spaces of core truths, right? Even when your reality starts to like spiral or go in different ways that are unexpected, you don't add on to that manifestation. You flow with that, knowing that things will be flowing in divine alignment still. And so that's what keeps things flowing for you and moving through challenging energies, and not getting so stuck in them, because there will be challenging periods of time and some suffering, but it's not meant to be forever. Everything is temporary, and yet sometimes we can get stuck, and things can drag out, because realizing the power of the mind, how we're amplifying certain energies here, or how we're flowing to move through them. So you're really flowing to move through these adversities even when they come up, because you're not feeding to materialize more of them by letting them let you spiral, right? By them letting you kind of spiral because of this wavering in core knowing that would have been. But now the core knowing's not wavering. It's almost as if you still got the reins on your horse even when it's rearing up, you know what I mean? Which is interesting. So flowing through, and we spoke about this yesterday with the wu wei. I love saying that, wu wei. I don't even know if I say that right either. I've never heard someone say it, but anyway, with the wu wei, this is all about flowing with divine alignment, and it not persisting where resistance is, but just flowing with what is being presented and taking the most out of it, of what you can, knowing that everything's a reflection back to you in some way from the inside. So just using these as not so much of a pinpoint of what's happening in the 3D, but just as passing experiences or passing lessons that are not meant to be in the bigger picture. They're just here to show us some things inside of ourselves as we move through our journey. So seeing that as a reflection, using everything to learn more about your internal world. Being the quantum programmer you are, you use your physical reality a lot, especially the connections materialized. Who you manifest into your reality is a fracture of conscious energy, and that conscious energy is a physical materialization of an internal aspect of self. So you use your physical and connections and relationships to deeper learn about yourself and your programmings, which is very interesting. So again, these are quantum truths and can be connected to multiple and many areas. So the list that we have coming through here about some of your core knowings could be connected to nature, energy when it comes to nature, the flow of energy, earth grids, things like that, okay? Energetic healing through nature in many different ways that can connect. Thoughts create reality. telepathy, connection to guides. Like, these are some branching concepts that you could have dived into and gained core knowings about from higher planes. So manifestation, energy healing, vibrations, sound and sound healing, atoms, matter, lucidity of the physical, space or time, dimensional travel, parallel timelines, multiverse, the double slit experiment, quantum observation, wavelengths, brain and psychology, brain programming, sacred geometry, and the main highlighted one that came through was also DNA. So I feel as if all of these things you've had downloads on, or realizations on, or integrated core knowings from higher planes on, but DNA was being specifically highlighted. So you could be right now or recently something receiving messages from your guides or downloads about DNA, opening up to understand DNA at a core level better, maybe to do with like the blueprint of DNA, or how much information DNA holds, or accessing certain DNA, or like activating junk DNA to release the information in it, using sound healing to activate DNA to a deeper level. And when it's activated, it releases all the stored information inside, which apparently, I heard somewhere, apparently, right guys, that our DNA can hold up to 3.5 or whatever billion years of information inside of us, and it was the same length of how old the universe supposedly is. So I got that number wrong, I think, but it's supposed to be the same length. So inside of you, you hold the actual whole timeline of information from the start of the universe, and you guys have activated a lot of dormant DNA, and that's why you get a lot of remembrances to things. And you've also been changing your DNA by being generational healers or cycle breakers. So energy that's passed down through DNA, you're breaking the cycles and reprogramming your DNA. You are reprogramming your DNA by reprogramming your mind. So if you guys will pass that on, like some of you are passing that on to children, like you've physically changed your DNA. You've physically changed your cellular structure to, you know, like these higher planes, or like this crystalline structure or something, you guys. Big emphasis on DNA, something about bloodline, traveling back, ancestry, things like this. So that could maybe be relevant for someone right now. How your DNA connects when it comes to like really ancient times or the beginnings, things like that. So core knowings are that which, you know, you're coding your reality with. So core knowings that code your reality outside of the matrix being everything we are taught what is or what can be. So having all of these, what we've just listed, deeper realizations and open-mindedness and epiphanies about these areas has allowed you to break away from some of the matrix or the taught knowings of society, which means if you break away from them, your operating system is working differently. How Spirit brings this through, there's a lot of coming through about like technology and stuff, but how Spirit brings this through is that, you know, the difference is like on a phone, you know, if we like factory reset a phone, it's gonna be the exact same as all the other phones. If they're all factory reset, they all have the same home screen, they all have the same this. So you've like taken yours off of that and reprogrammed it in a sense that you've gone in and changed your home screen. You've added this app, you've done this, like you've completely personalized and reprogrammed your mind to not be in its factory default set mode, if that makes sense. So you are a lucid creator and programmer of your simulation and experience and reality, and you guys know this. So activating energetic imprints within the subconscious is something that's been occurring recently. You have been activating energetic imprints within your subconscious and your DNA becoming active into materialization. So there's a lot of dormant energy that's been activating inside of you. And when that activates, it's almost like a dormant seed. And, you know, that seed was always there underground, but you couldn't see it in the physical because it's not grown, because it's not come out of dormancy. But it doesn't change the fact there's all these seeds lying under the soil, and now they're coming into activation out of dormancy. You're going to start to see them grow up, through the soil into your physical, right? So when it's in the physical, when it's grown up through the soil, we're looking at this as above, so below. Below the soil being your subconscious astral space, and above being your physical reality. So there's dormant seeds in some type of way. This can be plans, okay? This can be envisions, ideas, goals yet to take action on or something. This can be aspects of self, energies activating within you that are coming into deeper activation, which is ultimately going to change how maybe you're coming across in the 3D or how much you're expressing or something like this. There's just dormant energy being activated coming through from your astral that you're going to start seeing materialize. And that's why I wanted to pull a couple of cards on, is what you guys are materializing, what you guys are manifesting. So you're entering a new level of manifestation. You've unlocked a new level of manifestation. And you guys, you know, we're always manifesting. It's just that you've come off of autopilot to being a co-creator. So you're manifesting intentionally, and the level of manifestation that you've had intentionally is going to be in leveling up. So you're going to start seeing yourself manifest some things that maybe at one point you thought, you know, like, whoa, that seems a bit like hard, or a bit like it's quite big. These are quite big things. So you guys are great at manifestation, and you always are manifesting like a divine alignment and, you know, all these little things, all big things, but there's this emphasis on how whatever you're manifesting now is going to be something much bigger, something that has more matter or more weight in the physical, if that makes sense. Not a passing manifestation, a grounded foundational manifestation, which is interesting. So in the foundation, so yeah, like a home or a car or travel or a move or a job change or something to do with your foundations, right? Whereas normally you manifest things all the time, like the passing of like soul tribe, or like certain divine occurrences that help you out through your day and things like this. So yeah, so reality manifests from our beliefs, right? But that's not just thoughts, that's feelings too. So thoughts can be easy to implement, but actually shifting your feelings takes deeper reprogramming, right? We say, oh, reality reflects from our beliefs, so I'm going to just, every time I have this thought come up connected to this belief system, I'm just going to change that thought. But we can only get so far with that, because that's not changing the root. The root is the feeling, and feeling beliefs are what is the strongest belief systems. You know, all beliefs and thoughts come from a feeling belief system first, an experience activating a certain emotional response in you, and that emotional response creating a type of belief projected towards yourself, or emotional feeling that creates this type of belief, right? So actually, you know, reprogram is a lot more to do with our emotions and energetic belief systems. And so to implement it, you guys have really done a lot of inner energy alchemy and dissection to alchemize the frequencies of past memories. Okay, how we view those storylines of memories, people, situations, and experiences, to find the patterns and roots that correlate to the belief system. And so now it's a new level, in the same way that today you are the oldest you've ever been, and yet the youngest of all to come, right? So in a way, the oldest ever been, being that your beliefs are the strongest they've ever been, because they've integrated so much. Like, we are always at the cusp. In this perception of where we are now, we are like the newest version all the time. And so it's like things are only going to age more with time, like refine more with time, like a fine wine or a fine cheese. These belief systems of yours have been integrating so much, it's become like a fine wine, and how they've changed from wavering and beliefs into kind of more knowings now. So these knowings are integrated in so much, and this is why you're entering and going to be entering new levels of lucidity in your reality, and in knowing emotionally, internally. You create your reality, as if it's not even to be reminded to yourself. It's just a standard knowing that you operate from now. So let's pull a couple of cards for the beautiful soul tribe. What are you guys Materializing in this new level of manifestational energy that you've unlocked. What is it exactly that you are going to be kind of materializing? We have the Hermit popping out. Again, like I say, this part of the reading might be more irrelevant for some people in some parts and then relevant at other parts. So what are you materializing? We have the Hermit. This is all about, you know, this winter type of energy and the fact of like dormancy, hibernation, kind of replenishing, reclusing, spending time with the self. So maybe you guys have been in a bit of a hermit energy, self-reflection in all of these ways that you've been integrating these knowings and reprogrammings. You've been in this hermit energy. So what are you manifesting? You're manifesting a lot of warmth. See how warm this is? This is the light in the dark. You're manifesting a lot of blessings when it comes to the shifting of energies. This is reminding me of this reading we did the other day with the divine alignment of justice. Someone watching is manifesting a shift of energy from one polarity to the other to cause a rebalance, and it's specifically bringing light to a dark situation, or bringing light in the dark, or bringing a light within yourself to more solid parts of solitude or isolation. There's something about someone materializing like peace and comfort within their own solitude. You're manifesting this deep sense of comfort, warmth, coziness, and independence in your own space and solitude, and this sense of deepened security when it comes to your internal realms and your stability in that way. So that's kind of a weird one coming through with that. Some of you are manifesting a break, a retreat away. Okay. Some of you are manifesting communication for something that's gone dark, or that like you've not heard about in a while, or you've not heard from in a while. So coming out of Hermit. Maybe you're coming out of Hermit and in some way, shape or form. What are you guys manifesting? Ace of Swords. This is news. This is massive mental clarity. And the Fool. Okay, so the Ace of Swords and the Fool. Big news, new clarity. Okay, new beginnings, new journeys. Like the green light, the say-so, the go-ahead on something that you've been waiting on, that's been in the dark, that you've been waiting for like some type of acceptance or green light for someone, and you're gonna get that. Or someone's been in hermit mode, feeling like they've been in this preparational energy, waiting for some sort of clarity, which is going to be the next steps forward in your new beginning of what journey or venture you want to go into next. This can be someone's manifesting a new beginning in some type of passion or creative pursuit, and you're getting like inspiration or clarity come to you in that way, or ideas come to you. Someone could be manifesting communication from overseas or something, or someone could be hearing from someone who lives overseas and who is actually winter for them right now. Maybe. Yeah. Someone's manifesting... Someone's talking to their spirit guides and being assisted, and that's what clarity is coming through. Let's confirm this Ace of Swords, because we're getting like clarity come through, but what is this about? Clarity coming through, what's this about? The Devil. Ooh. Someone's getting clarity come in. The Lovers. The Devil and the Lovers are like the opposite but the same. So weird. So someone's manifesting clarity that clears up, or like you're gonna get news or something that clears up this Devil energy, which is almost like frustrations or confusion, or like internal frustrations. Like something's coming up that clears up a situation of some kind. Justice, alignment of justice. What's this Fool referring to, please, Spirit? What is this Fool referring to? Justice! Guys, we literally just said justice. You guys are manifesting justice, so this can be like a rebalancing. Or I just had like what you deserve, right? Because you have Queen of Wands, bottom deck energy. Some of you, this could be like moving away or on from a situation that was here as like a kind of spiritual challenge or some type or shape or form. But you're manifesting justice, and that's what's bringing about this new beginning, because it's like you can shift your mind from over there onto this now, right? With a fresh slate, blank slate, we can move on. We can start looking towards the future. We can leave these things behind, like this type of energy. Like we're gaining new perspective, new clarity on situations, or things that are out of our control on the outside that we've been waiting to just clear up and move on, so that we can kind of continue to move as well and look to the future and all these bright new beautiful things that you've got coming in. Like that's what seems to be coming up, is like this clearing, this rebalancing, like we said at the start, a shifting or polarity of energy from one side to the next. So you're manifesting like a turnaround in some type of aspect of your life, right? Like from hibernation to expression or something. Right, so what is my beautiful starseeds manifesting? Ace of Wands, action, inspiration, fire. Someone's manifesting a lot of inspiration or a solution to connect two things together, two timelines together, to break the gap. How do we get from here to here? The answers are coming for you guys. How do we get from here to here? You have like an envision with this Two of Wands to expand, and you're going to be provided the stepping stones of inspired action to do that, the clarity or ideas to do that, or the outside alignment for situations to clear up for you, things like that. So we're also going to pull a couple cards out of this Atlantean deck. Hopefully those messages resonate for somebody. Sorry if they didn't. We have the High Priest coming out. So you guys, at any given time, there were 6 High Priests and 6 High Priestesses. So number 6 could be relevant for you as well. Wow, of Atlantis. Highly evolved cosmic beings who took instructions directly from the Intergalactic Council. Each was in charge of one of the 12 regions. They were noble leaders who worked selflessly for the greatest good of people. They presided over important ceremonies and poured pure high-frequency light down onto the populace to maintain the light of Atlantis. This card's all about leadership. If you pick this card, it suggests that you take command of your life and demonstrate who you truly are. You guys are standing and stepping into your power again, taking control and reclaiming your energetic power internally in yourself over your life. Not feeling like things are, like when things are out of our control in certain situations, it can make us feel energetically out of power, but you're taking your power back regardless, and you're entering this very fiery, passionate energy about that. You guys are leaders, and you're manifesting leadership in some way, a level up, a promotion, a new pursuit for you to be seen in your divine, authentic light, where you take on this leadership role or some type of thing. You are called upon to exercise your leadership qualities, to act with integrity, to take clear, wise decisions, and to empower others for the highest good of all. This is a time for strong and selfless service. Lead with strength and wisdom. Beautiful. So serenity as well is what you're manifesting. Someone could be manifesting like a breakthrough. Like if you have any creative pursuits, like if someone's a singer or a DJ or a producer or something, you could be manifesting like a gig or a place to perform in front of people. If someone's a speaker, you could be invited to speak somewhere to a group of people, or like at an event, or speak poetry, or provide like insight, or maybe someone's inspired action is guiding them to make like a certain to step out into the spotlight of some kind or something like this. Okay, what else is Beautiful souls manifesting. Contentment. Okay, satisfaction. This card suggests that it's time to experience a well-deserved feeling of satisfaction. Accept yourself as you are, acknowledge all your good qualities and gifts, then breathe in the quiet contentment. This will enhance your feelings of well-being and attract more harmonious situations to you. Be content as you are. Something about you being content as you are, you finding peace in where you are. Also, they're playing a musical instrument, which is interesting because I was just about to say to you guys, I don't know actually, I'm not going to say it. I was supposed to say, like, someone could be starting to play a new instrument or finding contentment in their present moment, letting go of the past and future to be in the present, let go, becoming lighter, letting go of energetic control. And this is what's manifesting this justice energy to materialize. Someone could be writing a book as well. Someone could be a teacher or writing a book. We've got education coming through, creative expression coming through, and sound and music. Okay, sound and music, creative expression, and education. Someone could be learning a new pursuit or passion, and what you're manifesting is this Ace of Wands, which is the materialization of this path for you to learn something new or to find something you actually feel pulled or passionate about, that you actually feel like you want to do, or that you feel like you want to start sharing your creative expression, or teaching others about that. Or someone could teach others their creative expression through like posting content online of you doing it or something. So like singing or playing an instrument, and like that helps teach others. Or maybe if you post videos, like I post painting videos, maybe you're in that type of energy. So anyway, that's what I've got coming through for you guys. I'm going to leave the reading here. Beautiful souls, I love you all so, so, so much. Have a divinely time whenever you see this. Carry on knowing that you guys are quantum programmers of the mind, and that's so, so powerful and special, and you should be recognized through your own eyes of self to self how powerful and special and beautiful that is, that you are able to perceive the self in a way that you've been chosen to, in a deeper way, that you have deeper access to these things. So I love you all so much. I'll leave my Instagram's link down below for my art, and also for my website. I think that's down below anyway. And I will speak to you all very soon. Mwah.